Imagine a world where giraffes stretch their necks day after day, and that effort alone means their children will be born with longer necks. It sounds far-fetched today, almost like something out of a fantastical tale. But not so long ago, this was actually one of the first scientific attempts to explain how life changes and adapts. Before Darwin's theory shook the foundations of biology, this was the prevailing idea. But then, Charles Darwin entered the stage and everything changed. Or did it? To truly understand the story of evolution, we need to travel back in time to the late 18th century. The world was vastly different. Science, as we know it, was only just beginning to unravel nature's deepest secrets. Long before Darwin ever dreamed of setting sail around the globe, a French naturalist named Jean-Baptiste Lamarck was striving to explain how living beings could change over generations. Lamarck didn't see species as fixed, unchangeable entities. Instead, he believed that life was in a constant state of transformation. He proposed a fascinating idea, the theory of use and disuse. According to Lamarck, the more an organism used a particular organ or feature, the more developed and pronounced it would become. If a trait wasn't used, it would gradually fade away. Think of it like a muscle. Exercise it, and it grows. Neglect it, and it withers. But Lamarck ventured even further with his theory. He suggested that these changes acquired during an organism's lifetime could be passed down to its offspring. This concept became known as the inheritance of acquired characteristics. In Lamarck's view, the efforts and habits of parents would shape the bodies and abilities of their children. If you practiced running every day and developed exceptional speed, according to Lamarck, your children would be born with a natural talent for running. It's a poetic vision of progress, human potential expanding with each generation, sculpted by individual striving. For decades, Lamarck's perspective was the leading scientific explanation for evolution. It offered a logical, if not entirely scientific answer to the question of how life adapts and changes. But then, in 1831, a young English naturalist named Charles Darwin boarded the HMS Beagle for a voyage that would forever alter the course of science. Darwin spent 5 years observing the natural world, from the lush forests of South America to the unique creatures of the Galapagos Islands. He noticed that species seemed remarkably adapted to their particular environments, yet closely related species exhibited subtle differences. The famous finches of the Galapagos, for example, had beaks of varying shapes and sizes, each suited to their specific food source. Yet, Darwin's revolutionary insights did not emerge overnight. Years of meticulous study, reflection, and comparison followed his journey. It wasn't until 1859 that Darwin published his groundbreaking work on the origin of species. In it, he outlined a new and radically different theory: natural selection. According to Darwin, it isn't effort or desire that drives evolutionary change. Instead, random genetic variations arise naturally within populations. Some of these variations prove beneficial, giving certain individuals an advantage in the struggle for survival. Those individuals are more likely to survive, reproduce, and pass their advantageous traits to the next generation. Evolution isn't about willing yourself to change. It's about who survives and who doesn't. No matter how much you practice, no matter how hard you try, only the traits encoded in your DNA at birth are passed on. This was a profound shift from Lamarck's vision. Rather than a gentle, purposeful march toward perfection, Darwin offered a world shaped by competition, chance, and the relentless winnowing of the unfit. Survival of the fittest, as it would later be called, became the new mantra of biology. So, why did Lamarck's ideas fall out of favor? The answer lies in the rise of genetics. With the discovery of DNA and the principles of heredity, scientists gained a powerful new tool to investigate the mechanisms of evolution. It became clear that traits acquired during an individual's lifetime, like a blacksmith's strong arms or a pianist's nimble fingers, do not alter the DNA passed to offspring. These changes die with the individual. Only the genetic information present at conception can be inherited. The revelation of the genetic show sealed the fate of Lamarck's schism. No matter how much a giraffe strains to reach higher leaves, only genetic mutations, random, unpredictable, and unaffected by effort, could result in a longer neck passed to the next generation. Darwin, even without knowing the details of genes or DNA, had correctly anticipated that variation is random and selection is ruthless. Yet, it would be unfair to dismiss Lamarck as simply mistaken. Far from it. He was a pioneer, one of the first to suggest that life evolves at all. In his era, most believed that species were immutable, created exactly as they appeared by divine design. Lamarck's willingness to question this dogma opened the door for Darwin and others to explore new possibilities. Science often advances through creative mistakes, and Lamarck's bold ideas laid the groundwork for later discoveries. Interestingly, recent research in a field known as epigenetics hints at a subtle twist to this tale. Scientists have found that environmental factors like diet, stress, or exposure to toxins can indeed influence how genes are expressed, and in some cases, these changes can be passed to offspring. While this is not the same as Lamarck's original idea, it does echo in a faint and fascinating way his intuition that life experience might leave a legacy for future generations. But that, as they say, is another story. Today, Darwin stands as the true architect of evolutionary theory. His concept of natural selection remains the foundation of modern biology. Yet, the shadow of Lamarck lingers, a testament to the winding, trial-and-error path of scientific discovery. The history of evolution is not just a story of triumphs, but also of brilliant missteps that led us closer to the truth. So who really explained evolution? Was it Darwin, with his vision of life shaped by blind selection and genetic lottery? Or was it Lamarck, with his dream of progress forged by individual effort? Or perhaps the ultimate answer still eludes us, hidden in the complexities of epigenetics and the mysteries of the genetic code, waiting for another bold thinker to uncover. What do you think? Is evolution simply the result of natural selection? Or is there still room for a more mysterious inheritance, as Lamarck once suggested? Join the curious order and embark on a journey to uncover some of science's most intriguing mysteries with us. Each discovery leads to new questions, inspiring curiosity and wonder about the world around us. Delving into the unknown, we challenge established ideas and embrace the thrill of exploration. From historical breakthroughs to cutting-edge research, there's always more to learn. Become part of a community passionate about knowledge, and let's unravel the secrets of science together.